myself, my name is Robert Monson. I'm the board president of the Montebello Housing Development Corporation. And I want to thank you all for being here today. I do want to make a couple of very quick announcements. First of all, I see several folks that are here today that were at our groundbreaking ceremony, and I want to welcome you back. It's really refreshing, and it feels really good to have friends that are here for the long term. So I want to thank you that are returning again here at the job site. I think all of a sudden, these homes are real to me. They've been in concept for a very long time, and the board wrestled with taking on the scope of actually being a developer, and I believe now we are there, and we're finally building houses. And we've got a great partnership with our contractor, Mr. George Chen. If he's here somewhere, he really needs a round of applause. There he is. This young man is very knowledgeable in construction. He's actually given me a lot of education on development and construction. I want to thank him not only for the contract that we have and the work that you've done, but I think more importantly, the respect that you've given the corporation as a partner. Mr. Chen, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. He's also, by the way, I get a lot of calls from our neighbors who say, Robert, you got about 50 people on that lot. This stuff is going up quick. And so he also has a foreman here sitting right next to him. And this young man is the project manager. So let's give him a round of applause for all the coordination and hard work that they do. So again, I think it's important for the corporation that we're moving in this direction of development. I'm glad to see also a couple of our elected representatives here, Rosie Vasquez from our city council, and we should have one more. I don't see. Okay, I think that was it. And also our new chamber president, Mr. Jack Hajinian. Thank you, Jack, for being here. So basically what I want to do is I want to recognize the reason we're here today. Again, we've ventured into this development process, which is really, this is our first development that we've coordinated on our own. I understand Montebello has 2 projects, maybe a third one coming online, and we also have a project that's going to be coming online soon. We own a piece of property on South Montebello on Caraway, and that one we're hoping to do another 6 single-family homes. If we can add another couple of units, we may do that, but that's in a concept phase right now. And so beyond that, we have property that we own in Apple Valley, which is a large, very, very large piece of property, about 154 acres that we're hoping to develop as well. So this is not only a short-term plan, this is also a long-term plan. And many nonprofits that do affordable housing have gone into this arena as well, and very successfully. And I think today is most important because not only are we in this arena, and I want to announce and acknowledge our partnerships and friendships, I also want to acknowledge a new partnership and a new friendship. I would like to ask Mr. Joseph Ramirez to please come up. He's with Vanguard. Let's give him a round of applause. Joseph, we're meeting for the first time. Same here as well. He represents Vanguard as an organization that is doing outreach efforts for Moen. I think everyone knows the Moen company, and they know also, I believe, that they are the #1 bestseller of faucets and appliances for the home. They're a very quality organization, but what Vanguard has done that I think is unique, they've put them in a position where they're outreaching to the Hispanic community. So they're actually donating a lot of the fixtures and appliances and to projects like this. I know you've also worked with Chicanos por la Causa in Arizona. They're based out of Miami, but they're doing wonderful work. And before I take all his thunder, I'm just going to let him address us and talk a little bit about Vanguard and what you're doing with Moen. And again, I want to thank you for what you're doing here today with us.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, my name is Joe Ramirez. I am with, I serve as the national spokesperson for the Alcanzando Sueños con Moen program, which is an interesting program. We've been, Moen came to us about 2 years ago and said that with a mission, which was that they wanted to raise their profile in Hispanic and Latino communities around the country. And yes, they wanted to get the word out about their high quality products and things like that. But they also just wanted to let people know that Moen is a company that's invested in cares about the people that buy its products. And so, and they're interested in becoming and doing things that put them in the position of being good corporate citizens. And so what we did with them is we focused on, we looked at a bunch of different causes. And we focused on, what Moen products really are. Moen products go in the home. And we thought about that a little bit more, and we started thinking about home ownership and how home ownership is kind of cliche to say, but it's also true. That home ownership is really the essence of the American dream. So that's when we came up with this program, together with Moen, which is called the Alcanzando Sueños con Moen program. And for those of you who don't speak Spanish, that means the Achieving Dreams with Moen. And so what we did is we came up with this program, and we looked at a bunch of, a collection of the best nonprofit developers of affordable housing serving heavily Hispanic and Latino communities around the country. And out of those, and we had a long list of criteria. We wanted to work with, and some of those, just to mention a few of them, we wanted to work with organizations that had a really, really good reputation, that have been around for a long time. Organizations like Montebello have been around since 1970. I'm sorry? 92. Yeah, since 1992, excuse me. And so we had this list of criteria, and we selected out of all the organizations we looked at, we selected about 5. And we launched the program last year in May together with the Hispanic Housing Development Corporation. And then we moved on to South Florida, which is where we're based. And we worked with an organization called Centro Campesino Farm Worker Center, which serves a heavily migrant worker community south of Miami, and with all kinds of things like housing and financial literacy and all kinds of other projects and services. Then we moved on. We were in March. We made a donation. It was well over $100,000 worth of product that we donated to a project in South Central Phoenix called. But together with the organization called Chicanos por la Causa. And now we're honored and pleased to be here together with Montebello Housing. And I would just like to acknowledge a couple of people from Montebello's organization that I've been interfacing with almost on a daily basis for the last couple of months. And the first one is Maria Lugo. So Maria, if you want to stand up. And then somebody else who I understand is relatively new to Montebello, but has done a wonderful job, and also in organizing the event that we're at today. And that person is Edith Hernandez. So what we hope is that this right here at Monte, we hope that this is just the beginning of a long partnership that will grow and that will enable Moen to make significant contributions that ultimately defray the cost of residences for people in this community. And it's a national program, and we're very excited about it. And we hope next year to also grow it because we're interested in doing things like developing things like, and we're talking right now, we're planning on scholarships and programs for Hispanic and Latino contractors and things like that. So with that, I would just like to say thank you very much for coming today, and congratulations to Montebello for really a remarkable new community that is just developing here. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good.
Very cool. Okay, with that, I also want to recognize a few more people, and I would like to ask our Councilwoman Rosie Vasquez to come up and say a few words. And Joe, this is important to me also that Rosie's here today because Montebello is a very close-knit community. We've worked with the city for a long time on different projects. Actually, half of this property here belonged to Montebello at one time, and then the other half of the property actually belonged to a local resident. He was the past president, and he was actually here at our groundbreaking, so thanks for coming back, Humberto. One more person before I ask Rosie to come up here. Mr. Chuck Lawrence, who's our project manager, he's right here with the sunglasses looking really cool, representing the corporation's interests. And I would also like our staff and consultants to please stand up because I want to give them a recognition. Edith also, thank you very much for all the hard work you guys have done. So with that, Rosie, I'd like to ask you to come up, and she's was one of the 5 votes that actually voted for moving this project forward. So I want to thank you for that, as well as all the work you've done. Please come up. say a few words.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me congratulate Montebello Housing Development Corporation for the vision, because it all starts with a vision. And I congratulate you, especially Robert, along with your staff. And it's wonderful to see you actually blossom in a sense that your vision has become a reality. So congratulations to you for that. And also, we know how important housing is, not only in Montebello, but if you look at Montebello, you'll find that rarely do you see a house for sale. So housing is very much needed here, and I thank you for that. And I also want to say that Montebello residents are very fortunate to have these beautiful homes being built here. We know, and I know because I've lived here for 34 years, that people like to live in Montebello. They want to move to Montebello. And so it gives me a great deal of pleasure to know that you'll be selling these homes, no doubt about it. So I am very excited for you, and I want everyone to know here today, and I see, of course, our chamber president and chamber members, and many people that I look out here and I see and I recognize you. We go back a long time, and it makes me really feel good to be amongst all of you today and